Hi everybody, Jackson here. Welcome back to the dailies for the 20th of February. So before I start, you might notice there's an event ticket one. The White Strikes Mayhem event is going to be starting. It should be starting in a few hours from when this video comes out. It might already be up on EU, but definitely for NA. Usually it comes out at 10 AM EST, I think it is, or 9 AM. Just depends on the daylight savings, I think. So this is the PvP event. Everything to do with the event tickets is going to be PvP related. Now, you can actually, theoretically, you can get every single ticket without having any interaction with other players in PvP at all. The way to do that is there's so as you saw, so you get your 2 tickets from the Cyrodiil stuff or the Battleground stuff, and then 1 from the Imperial City. So what you want to do with Cyrodiil, at each of the gates, there is a bounty board that you can go to. I think for Ordinary Dominion, it's here, for example. You'll just see, complete the tutorial, and after that, the board should have stuff on them. There is a scouting mission, which you can just go to a resource, scout it out, even if it's yours. If you go to, like, for example, if you... Oh my god, I just noticed. What the fuck is going on here? Bloody Pact owns all the resources. That's weird. If you come to one of these campaigns and your faction owns nothing, then go to a scouting board and have a look, because chances are you'll get one that's, for example, Arius Keep here if you're Ebonheart Pact, and then what you can do is you can go to another campaign where your faction owns everything, go to Arius and just immediately scout it out. And it's super quick. Don't have to do any PvP at all. Even if you get killed after you scout, you just respawn at a keep and just go to the board and hand it in. That's your 2 tickets done for the Cyrodiil area. You can also do the quests in each of the towns. There's the 3 objective towns. You've got Bruma, you've got Velastris, and then you've got Cropsford. These all have 2 quest givers, and then same thing with Shadenhall, and same thing with Coral. So all 5 of these towns, you can actually go there and do quests there. It's like daily quests, and they're all relatively easy. It's just like, go here, interact with this thing, kill this person. There are ones where you have to go to a delve and clear like the delve boss. Those ones suck. I avoid those. I would avoid those if you can. Just do the ones like, for example, Shadenhall. There's one where you got to go to the bloody all the way out here to the delve. Sorry, let me get that away. And then there's one that's just like free 2 people over here and then just go straight back. Like there's some that are so much easier. So try and prioritize those ones. Now, the only issue I have with this, and the reason that I would prefer the scouting one, is sometimes there's just groups of PvPers that they have this, obsessive disdain for the PvEers who just come here to get your tickets without doing PvP, and they like sit and wait for you to try and do some of the quests, and they gank you and shit. It doesn't, if your faction owns most of the stuff around, it's probably not going to happen too much. But especially in situations like this where it's quite contested, that does happen. And it especially would probably happen with these ones here, the ones that are... Because you can spawn at these ones, so they're tactical objectives as far as PvP goes. So if you've got an EP or a DC character, try and find a campaign where your faction owns a lot of the stuff, like for EP, if like a lot of this stuff is red, you can definitely try Shadenhall and just do a quest there. Just understand that there are PvPers who love to pick an easy fight and will just like gank you out of nowhere with like bow spam and shit like that. It does happen. I've seen it happen to me. I've seen it happen to other people, and it sucks. But that's just PvP. If you want to do it properly, then yeah, try and do PvP. But and understand that if there is a time where you do want to jump into PvP, this is probably the best time of the year, because this is when the campaigns get the most active. I don't feel like it's anywhere near as like crazy. I don't enjoy PvP as much as I used to, just because they really cut the amount of like the population. The amount of people you can have now is like 20% of what you used to be able to have like years and years ago. I found PvP to be a lot more enjoyable when there were just like bigger groups. It was a shit fest as far as the servers and like latency goes, but it's fun, a lot more fun. But you know, it's still And PvP can be very exciting. It's never the same. That's the main pull to it. Now, as far as the Imperial City goes and how to get your 1 ticket there, if you go to the Arena District, this one, there's a quest there that you can actually just accept it and not having a single like. Well, I think most of the quests here you can just avoid players when you do it, but players will definitely not avoid you. But the Arena District one, the tower that you start at, you can accept the quest from the top of the tower, and then there's a bunch of prisoners that will spawn around the tower, like right down the bottom. If you kill the Daedra near them, the prisoners will be freed, and so you can stay at the top of the tower, not go down into Imperial City. You can still be attacked by ranged attacks by players, but you basically avoid most of the fighting. And you can just sit there and just every now and then the prisoners will get freed and you can just progress the quest and you can hand it in, not step foot in Imperial City itself. And even if you don't kill the Daedra, like the Dremora, even if another player goes down and saves the prisoner, because if they're dead, you can actually go and interact with them. If an enemy player saves the prisoners and you're just standing near, it will still count for you. So you can kind of get other players to do your work for you as well while still staying in the tower. Now, it does take a fucking million years waiting for these guys to spawn, so it's not fast, it's not practical. But if you like me are just, you're so scared of fucking PvP for, I don't know what it is. It's just like, I get ridiculous adrenaline, and it's just like, I don't know, I can't handle it properly, but yeah, you can do that instead. So that is a thing, but just understand it is not efficient at all. So yeah, okay. So yeah, you won't be able to do this straight away. You'll probably have to wait a little while because the Mid-Year Mayhem event hasn't actually started yet, as you can see here. All right, so let's get into the. Also, there's going to be a Golden Pursuit as well sometime soon. I think that one starts like at the same time. I'm not sure. And that one's going to have some more stuff. It's going to have a mount, I believe. It's going to have a. There's going to be a couple of crates as well, I think. A couple of things like that. Also more gold, maybe. It might not be that Golden Pursuit, though. I don't know. But that's the one I saw on the UESP. Is like the next one coming. So yeah, I guess we'll see. But yeah, another Golden Pursuit coming. I'll make sure there's a video on that as well. So yeah, just stay tuned for that. Okay, so let's get into the endeavors. I probably should have said at the start that the time codes will be here. So I'll make sure there's time codes. Don't worry about that. All right, so 1 event ticket, Storm Atronach, Battleground match, survey report, and 5 items for any skill. It's an alright set, not terrible. It's just if you don't have a survey report, you've either got to do a BG or a Storm Atronach. It'll be a lot quicker at getting a Storm Atronach, I think, but you just got to. There's like specific locations that you need to find Storm Atronachs from. It's only one though, so this one would be very, very easy. I would say avoid Battlegrounds unless the Mid-Year Mayhem event has started and you want to get the tickets through the Battleground match method, because the Battleground daily quest also counts for getting your tickets. But you have to. It's a lot more. You have to do multiple BGs, I'm pretty sure, and it takes way longer than some of the other ways to get 2 tickets. So I would avoid this one, purely because these ones here are just going to be a lot quicker, I think. Maybe not this one, but I don't know. Maybe you could do these 2 at the same time. But yeah, I just think even these 2 here, like, if you've got a survey, these 3 here will be way quicker than doing these 2, I think. Alright, so Battleground match, all you got to do here is just join the queue. It could take ages. The queue could pop like immediately. It'll probably be quite quick now because a lot of people will be doing VGs. Because the reason the Mid-Year Mayhem, the reason it's the best time of the year, I should have pointed this out, is it's double AP. So you get twice the amount of rewards from BGs at the moment, and you get the coffers which have extra stuff like there's like the reward boxes for mid-year. There's other things you can get. There's some like cool costume styles. There's the I'm pretty sure Black Drake Clan Wrap comes from Mid-Year Mayhem, and that shit sells for fucking ridiculous amounts of gold. So it is worth it doing PvP in the Mid-Year Mayhem just for that, I think. But yeah. Anything else? No, that's it. I mean, there's different game modes. I'm not I'm not the guru when it comes to talking about Battlegrounds. There's some basic guides out there if you want to learn, but yeah, I'd say look to them for understanding it. But just understand, for the sake of this endeavor, you don't have to win. You as long as you just do it. That's it. Crafting with any skill. So there's 4 things I suggest for this. You've got quick options, and then I'll also add a free option as well. So quick options, one way is to craft a bunch of iron daggers, embrace the inner Skyrim method. Just craft 5 of these. It'll cost 10 iron ingots, 5 star materials, and that's it. And you can do this on any character, level 1. The only thing is you have to get some iron ingots from guild stores. You can use other stuff like jute or like level 1 other resources from woodworking or clothing or whatever. But the other thing you need is your star materials. So you can get a bunch of this stuff. You can infinite source of this from clothiers, blacksmiths, and carpenters. They're always, or mostly, around their crafting station. As you can see here, the blacksmiths right here. Usually they're around their crafting station, so you can just buy some star materials from them. Your other method for just doing that sort of thing is using jewelry, because this will be actually a little bit quicker than, well, not quicker, but a little bit less resource intensive, just a little bit. Because you need pewter, and you don't use star materials for jewelry. So if you have Somerset, you can just buy a little bit of pewter and just make 5 rings. And yeah, that's a bit of a simpler way than crafting a bunch of iron daggers, just because you don't need to go out and find the star materials. The other quick method is to use poison, to craft poisons with alchemy. I would advise not making potions, because poisons, they craft, you get 4 items at a time from poisons. So it's a lot more valuable, right? So you can see here, I've got my solvent, my 2 reagents. If I craft these together, as you can see, the any skill one has gone up 4 times because it's 4 poisons. Whereas if you craft a potion, it's only 1. And then once you get alchemy up high enough, you can get the chemistry passive, which increases the amount of items you get per attempt. And poisons goes up to 16. So you can easily get these craft items, any skill ones, done with just a few poisons. Super fucking fast. But the only thing is you need alchemy reagents, and you need the Ichor as well. The poison solvents, you can get these from just killing like most beast or monster type enemies. So if you go into Wayrestles 1 in Stormhaven, for example, go to this dungeon here, kill the Skeevers in the first room. Usually you'll get a couple of Ichors from that. And then you also need some alchemy reagents. Now, I'm going to put in a list of probably the most straightforward ones to buy and use, because they tend to be cheap, tend to be readily available. But there's a TLDR for this. So if it says inert, don't use it, don't craft them, because it won't do anything. You'll just waste resources. If it says unknown, do it, because that means these items will actually work. You just don't know what traits the agents have yet that work together. And once you craft it, it will light up the agents that do work, like the traits, and then you'll be able to know what poisons they make from that point. So just make sure it says unknown, not inert, and you're good to go. So yeah, once again, I'll just I'll make sure a bunch of options you can use that are easy to use, like Whitecap and Blue Entoloma and Water Hyacinth and stuff like that. I'll make sure that's in the description. So if you want some easy options that work together, I'll make sure they're in the description. Right, so the free option will be a little bit slower, but this will be better on your gold if you don't have much. It's a little bit of an investment to start with, but all you need first is you want baked apples and banana surprise. These 2 recipes here, that's all you need for this one. Once you've got those, what you want to do is in Auradon, okay, so sorry, chefs sell these resources, sell those 2 recipes. Every chef in the game does, so just go anywhere and you'll find those chefs and you'll be able to get those. The one here is Salted Wings Tavern, just south in Volkagard. Now what you want to do in Volkagard, you want to be here and you want to go to this little square pier over here. There's some items here that you can get for free that you can use to craft these 2 these baked apples or the banana surprise recipes. Alright, so come over here. You'll see an apple basket here. Fucking POV. Grab them. See this thing right here. Grab these as well. there's a apple basket here, and then yeah, I'm pretty sure that's everything. So yeah, there's some other stuff here, and there's a pumpkin there, but yeah, those are the only two things you do. So the apple basket here, we've got the tray full of stuff here, and then the apple basket over here. Sometimes the stuff won't always be there, but there should be enough stuff there that you can craft 5 items. And if there's not, I'll show you something you can do to reset it. So there's a cooking fire here. It's got your banana surprise there. Just craft as many as you need to make there. Okay, so if you want to reset this this area, what you do is you go to the zone. Okay, so you can either leave the zone, just go somewhere else, or you can go to the Outlaws Refuge, because they both count as leaving the zone. So what this will do is, so say we go to Stonefalls, Damon's Watch, and then just go back to Oridon. And what this will do is it'll reset everything in the zone, containers-wise, and those are counted as containers. So if we go there again, everything will reset. As I said before, sometimes stuff doesn't spawn again. It will, like some of the stuff will be not be lootable, but most of it should be. It's just like randomly, sometimes some things don't appear and some do. So this tray's full of stuff. The apple basket's full, and the apple basket's full. Okay, so everything's here. Yeah. So just check that area, and those resources are everything you need to craft those 2 recipes. So you can craft as many items as you need for free using that, as soon as you've got those 2 recipes. Alright, so next one, we've got a survey report. So the way to get surveys in this game is to complete writs. So whenever you go into the main town of every zone... Oh, fuck off. So Volkagard, for example, you've got the writs here and here. Every time you complete a writ, you get a 12% chance to get a survey. So the only way to get these things, 99% of the time, is to do writs. You can get them very rarely in certain event coffers, but relying on that is just not good. So if you're not familiar with writs, there's 100,000 videos out there on getting started with writs. The most important thing to understand about surveys is, regardless of how high your level is in the craft, whether it's 1 out of 10 and you get the lowest chance of getting good items from your writs, or if you're at a maximum, you always have a 12% chance of getting a survey from a writ. So it's worth it doing any writ if you want surveys. So yeah, don't worry about that. And once you get to them, just before that, if you want an easy way to find your surveys on PC, you can get an add-on called Lost Treasure. This one here. What this will do is it will highlight, like it'll show you like map pins on here, and so yeah, you've got one as well over here. Does the same thing with treasure chests, but treasure map chests. But for the sake of this, it's useful here. So you don't actually have to loot anything here. As soon as you interact with the survey, it will complete the endeavor. But obviously, you want to at least loot the stuff from the survey, because all of these survey items are like much more... They hold much more stuff than your survey, like than your regular items do. Because, for example, the jewelry seams, like platinum seams, normally they give you between 3 to 7 or 8. Like 3 to 7, I think it is. The surveys give you 20 or 18 at least, and then with the double or the increased amount passive, you can get like 40 per item. So you get tons and tons of stuff from surveys. So they're really good for writs, because all the resources that you use to do your writs, you basically get back with surveys, and you refine them. You get some extra stuff from refining them, and then you just go do more writs, get more gold stuff. Refine your stuff, get more gold stuff, do more writs with the refined stuff, and get more gold stuff, and the cycle repeats. That's kind of one of the most reliable but surefire ways to get money in this game. So it's good doing writs and getting surveys for this reason. So you should always have some on hand, and you should always at least have 1 survey on you whenever these endeavors come up. Because if you don't have a survey to do this, you're fucked. You can't do it. So... And like you look at some of these other options, like getting this one done is very quick and much more straightforward than some of these other ones. Alright, so now I'll talk about Storm Atronachs. There's a few areas that you can find Storm Atronachs. It's funny that they mentioned High Rock. That's literally the opposite area of what I was thinking. There is a world boss that's at Storm Atronach. Anyway, that's a bit weird. So the most easily accessible Storm Atronachs are going to be from Dolmens, but it's a chance thing. Like, you're not always going to have access to Storm Atronachs in this case. You could get any other enemy from the 20 different enemy types from Dolmens that spawn. It's completely random. So I wouldn't rely on getting Storm Atronachs from Dolmens every time, but if you're doing Dolmens randomly, you might get one and you might get lucky. But yeah, don't rely on that. So one of the easiest areas to use would be Spellscar. This is in Craglorn. The easiest way to get to Craglorn is to use the Home Tours section of the Group Finder. Go browse homes and just go to one of the Craglorn houses, like Earth Tier Cavern, for example. Unlock the zone, and then you'll have this way shine, and then just got to go a bit north, and you'll be able to get here. Like, anomaly world bosses, they're quite tough, so advise not doing them on your own. Now, get this way shine, and you'll have easy access to this area here. So this is the Iron Atronach section. So you might notice these from yesterday. These are the spell fiends, the things that count as vampires. Alright, so over here, is this still ice? Oh my god, the fucking lighting. Jesus. Yeah. Alright, so I'm pretty sure this is the lightning area. So there will be lightning or Storm Atronachs around here. Yeah, here's one of them. So we'll kill this guy. Now, one thing to keep in mind about Craglorn is the enemies here are ridiculously tanky. They do about the same damage as enemies from most regular zones, but they are just fucking damage sponges. They take ages to kill. So that's what we need from one of those, and as you see is there's another one in the distance there. There's all sorts of stuff here, you just gotta know where to look. So there's another one there. So this section of the Spellscar, I think this is the fire section, this is the ice section, this is the storm section. So you can also get this way shrine here too to get easier access to this one. But just come through here, you'll find one of these things, and that'll be your endeavor done. Now I'll show you one of the other good locations for this. Alright, so another good location for this is Willow Grove. It's in the southernmost section of Reaper's March here. This is the way shrine you can use to get access, or maybe here. If you haven't been to Reaper's March, you need to use the boatswain from Oridon. Take them to Reaper's March. You'll rock up in Rollcar. You just need to go south a bit. I believe there's a bit of elevation here, so you might need to go around here or around here in order to get access to here. But once you've got access to this way shrine, it's pretty easy getting here. Once you get here, there'll just be random Atronachs all over the place. You'll find Storm Atronachs randomly in this in these groups here. There's fire, there's frost, and then, yeah, just keep looking around, you'll find Storm Atronachs eventually. It's just other people have the same idea and will be hunting these things. So you will not have much time to attack them before they're dead. The ones here are a lot weaker than the ones are in Craglorn. Just keep that in mind. They have a lot less health. So they'll be... that's what I mean, like, they'll die much quicker as well, so other players will kill them quick. So those are the two really good base game ways. There's another way. You can do dungeons. Tempest Island in Malavel Tor has a bunch of Storm Atronachs as bosses, and doing that on normal, like, that's relatively easy. You can solo that on like a decent build with a bit of CP quite comfortably. My preferred method though, especially... oh god, it's a bit of a fucking trek. Alright, so last of the locations I like to use for Storm Atronach endeavors is Sunhold. This is on the very southern side of Somerset, so you obviously need the DLC for this. But there are sea elves all over the place, and they summon Atronachs in the later sections. So what you want to do is try and skip through these guys if you can. Bring a Nightblade with Cloak, or a Stage 4 Vampire with Invisibility Sprint if you can. And just skip all this stuff here. Jump over here, because I'm pretty sure you get stuck in the way there. It's a bit of a trek getting to any of these Storm Atronachs, but if you're struggling to find anything in the other two sections, if people are just killing them too quickly, there are lots of Atronachs in these areas here that you can use. Here we are. So there's a Storm Atronach bear. So just kill one of these things, and that'll be the endeavor done. And you got another one over there. So this area, this is probably one of the best for killing lots of Storm Atronachs when the endeavor requires you to do fucking heaps of them. Which do come up, and they're bloody annoying. But yeah, this place is pretty good. Fire Atronachs are pretty good too when those come up. It's Ice Atronachs that definitely will struggle with the most, because there's no like dungeon that has a ton of them that you can easily access. But yeah, Storm Atronach should be pretty good. Alright, any questions about any of this stuff, as always, just let me know. As I said before, not PvP specialist, but I can try and help you if you need. Everything else, though, should be fine. Alright, thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you next time, and take care.